Today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
A bull run stronger than 2017. Could that be happening still this cycle? Could this cycle turn into such a massive bull run? Let's discuss this today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about this situation where some indicators and some things that are happening in the market point exactly in this direction, that this could be one of the strongest bull markets still towards the end of the year. So let's discuss this. Also, there's good news coming for VeVe. They are playing, let's say, or building the right things with a huge delay, but it looks good as well. And let's talk about the altcoins. Make sure to stay all the way through. So good morning to each and every one of you. The spring is here finally in Germany. The leaves are green. We can see green leaves finally. No snow anymore. Looking good, and so is maybe the crypto market, right? So is maybe the crypto market, and we will look at this. The market is waiting for getting rid of the uncertainty, in my opinion. Guys, if you are enjoying these live streams on an almost daily basis, I know in the last week it was more like once per week, or in the last weeks, but if you enjoy them, then smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, notifications on to never miss out of those live streams, and consider becoming a rare hodler if you are not yet, to support the channel with the rare hodler tier. And let's jump right into Bitcoin, because there is something interesting going on in the charts that I want to show you, and this actually has just happened. If you were to take the resistance here on the wicks, you are still at the rejection point. But if you're taking instead the candle bodies, you actually have yourself a breakout already, right? So look at this. Depends on how you like to do this, right? Candle bodies or no. In my opinion, these trends, at least downward trend broken, retested here. Let's see what happens. It's okay, but I like the horizontals a little bit more, right? They just tend to be more accurate. So saying, okay, let's break above this, put in a higher high here, and then we are out of the woods, right? Also a potential small inverse head and shoulders question mark, right? But just for your awareness that, I mean, this has enough touch points to say, oh, this was very valid, right? And then you have this breakout here. That is one thing. Let's look at the quickly at the situation here, news and so on. What does the mainstream say before we are going into the big topic of a 2017 like run? So European market set for negative open because of the tariff uncertainty. Looks not that red. Asia was quite red, right? Because we see here also actually we see here, right, China replaces top international trade negotiator as talks with Washington stall, so maybe the market doesn't like that too much. Critical chip firm ASML posts lower than expected net bookings. That also can not be the best, right? Then what else do we see here? I think that's the biggest one. S&P 500 falls marginally Tuesday as tariff volatility subsides. Hong Kong stocks fall 2% to lead losses in Asia Pacific. Trade war worries and so on. So the question, I think the big catalyst here will be basically resolving the uncertainty, and then markets will turn back to the green. I mean, we see here pre-market for the Dow, red, US closed mostly red, except the Russell 2000, which is the smaller ones, right? Which is, by the way, a pretty good one for seeing whether altcoins will come back or so, right? If money goes into those, but big time, not talking about the 0.11% here, then this is really nice to look at as well. So what's super interesting is the whole situation with the US Treasury securities, with the bonds. Like who is selling off, right? So the question is, Trump tariffs draws Treasury sell off. Who sold the safe haven asset is the question. And it is basically something where the yields go up, right, and then makes it more attractive to investors to buy those, right, and then move out of, for example, the stock market. But also other nations do have US treasuries and could sell them off, and the biggest one is Japan, holding billions of dollars here. No, actually it's $1 trillion, it seems, $1,079 billion. But then second place is China, and then the next one is the UK already, and Luxembourg has quite a bit for such a small country. Cayman Islands also, the tax paradise basically, and then it's Belgium, Canada, France, Ireland, Switzerland, Taiwan, Hong Kong. Germany is not even on the list. So interesting, right? But people supposedly go into German bonds also. So this is interesting. So what could that be? The bond yields could be going up the moment that these countries also offload US Treasury securities, right? So that is something. And then the big guess is always, hey, who is doing that and why, right? Because there are speculations about China unloading treasuries as a means to hit back at tariffs levied by US President Donald Trump. Have been so these speculations have been raised by some. Not everybody agrees with Beijing resorting to selling treasuries. China selling down treasury holdings would effectively be shooting themselves in the foot, says Michael Brown from Pepperstone. The incoherent and volatile nature of policy making is significantly denting the appeal of treasuries as a safe haven. Should the market's trust issues with the US deteriorate, it could catalyze another wave of sell-off, says the TD Securities Prussian New Naha. Okay, so what's actually happening here? I mean, the objective was that to get the bond yields down. Right? Therefore, bond price needs to go up. So the theory before was, hey, we are crashing the market, and the stock investors basically they want more bonds, right? They need to bring bonds up, so bond yield goes down, so that the US, and this is very important, so that the US can refinance the $7 trillion debt at a lower yield. So the bond the bond price needs to go up so that the yield goes down so that they can refinance cheaper, right? But if other countries now sell off the bonds, the bond yield price will go down, the yields go up, and refinancing for the US just become more expensive. So going back to our list is basically if now the theory is Trump puts a tariff on, let's say, Japan, China, UK. What do? Hey, they say, hey, get rid of this tariff or I crash the bond market, right? We just offload massive bonds, right? Or let's go to the negotiation table. We don't do that, and we cut a nice big deal, right? That's the weapon of choice. Because of these huge debt rollovers, they could technically say, hey, we're just making it more expensive for you, right? On the flip side, there's no turning back after doing that, right? So the question is it more shooting themselves in the foot, or can they really pressure the US to a better deal for themselves, right? I mean, we saw Donald Trump coming out and basically saying, oh, I love the UK. UK is like such a great country. I just love them. I'm going to put out some, I don't know if it was tariff hold or they're back at the negotiation table. But the theory is really that at least these three countries here on the top, they can weaponize now the US Treasury holdings to make refinancing more expensive for the US. That's the theory. Let's see how it plays out. Now, once this is solved, market uncertainty will go down. So market will have more certainty. The market likes certainty. And when the certainty comes back to the market is very likely to pump back, because in the end, everyone wants to go and make money at the market, but they don't know where, because is it bonds, is it stocks? And once everything goes up again, like stocks ballooning and everyone makes money and companies are feeling great and the positive consumer outlook in the economy, then everyone's like, oh, maybe also Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin will go up as well. But first, this needs to be resolved, and the main factor is China, right? The main factor is China. Okay, there you go. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Here we have the global M2 12. Actually, it's 12 weeks lead, not 10 weeks, as I said in the last live stream. I was of the impression that it's a 10-week lead, but here we go, right? So we are now through the bottoming zone, whereas the global M2, so the money supply, money that has been printed, money that is coming in, is already exploding, and I think it is already exploding if we are seeing this for about 10, maybe 11 weeks, this turnaround. So we should be very, very close to a turnaround here. We already have been going through the bottoming zone, so this is really the point where the bull run should come back on, right? Divine the thing, awesomeness redefined. Thank you very much. Likewise. So I really think, I know I sound like a broken record and it's almost the same on every live stream, but it's really important that it's not the same on every live stream, but I mean, this is counter advertising to myself, but I mean, we have to really be aware. This bottoming zone is boring, it's exhausting, people are getting scared that this is it, but I think this is about to come. And it's not the only chart that points in this direction. It's not the only chart. The other one is this one, right? Adjusted MVRV ratio in the market. So market value, like the valuation and the overvaluation in the market, basically leading to the MVRV Z-score, market valuation ratio, usually peaks twice into the red zone, right? 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here, 1, to here, and here it was a bit of an outlier, okay, because we got that party cancelled by this massive rate hiking orgy that started here. Otherwise we would probably have rallied to 100k directly, right? Nonetheless, so it already makes sense that we should go way beyond 100k this cycle. And look at the MVRV, right? It's just down here, just like here, somewhere in 2017, two bigger points upwards, but way below where it usually goes, right? So either we have a new paradigm, or we're still waiting for this big spike, one spike here, and we didn't even come close to a red zone in our first spike attempt here or here. Maybe we don't even have it. Maybe we are here, right? I could even argue, hey, maybe we are just here, right? On these two little spikies down here. Nonetheless, this is the 2017 bull market. We have a similar situation as 2017 regarding the presidency, regarding the DXY being overvalued and now being devalued. DXY is coming down, right? It's the same situation as around this time. We have massive debt refinancing. The money printer is rolling. We've just seen once again that the global liquidity front running is massively up. So everything points into that this actually could become the reality, and that this here, all this part that we are seeing up here, is actually this down here, right? All of this front, that all of this rallying, going up with a lot of dips, is still in front of us. Could it be happening? It could, right? And actually the position is also right. Look, previous all-time high is being passed here, right? It's being passed exactly at the zone. Previous all-time high has been passed here, right? At this zone, right? One time briefly here, and then here again, and then this overshooting zone should be still in front of us, right? Because the passing of the all-time high, and then even inflation adjusted, inflation adjusted should be way more than this, right? So I would argue we are somewhere here in these bumps, these here, right? Is this and this. Could be that we are looking at a 2017 like upwards creep, lot of dips bull run on steroids. Okay, never has there been so much money in circulation, and there will be more, way more. Look at Germany agreeing. Let's not discuss the way that they agreed it, but agreeing, and it's not Germany but the German parliament agreeing on putting out a debt package of 1 trillion, even more, okay, to finance infrastructure, climate stuff, and basically war preparation, or let's say military expenditures, right? So that all happening. Here's another picture, very pixeled, but we can see what is meant. This is the bottoming zone that we've just looked at. This is the global liquidity front running. It's just another picture, but once again, I think it's the most important thing to look at, right? And plus, the hash rate of Bitcoin, massive new all-time high, new record Bitcoin network hash rate of 900 something, like mega zeros x per second, okay? So it's really like the hash rate is growing by the day, putting in new all-time highs, but it's not the only one that puts in new all-time highs. The DXY is falling. Usually that's good for Bitcoin, right? We have talked about this. But also let's look at gold once again, because there's more for gold, right? Gold is at new all-time high again, right? And gold leads the way for Bitcoin, okay? We had it here as well. No one believed it here as well. We did compare it here as well, that we are going to follow gold. And we did, right? So now, basically we need more, yeah. There we go. I think that's more, yeah, there we go. Now we can really see the discrepancy. And how can I, okay, we need to bring this a little bit. How can I do this? Okay, we can't really do it like this because I can't scroll up again. There we go. Yeah, let's make this smaller. Okay, so there we go, right? So this is massive, right? We are just opening up a huge gap here, right? And gold will follow, Bitcoin will follow gold on this very, very likely, like it did here, right? Look at how long it took until it actually. So Bitcoin, gold went all the way up here, and when it topped, Bitcoin was just in the mood of following. So from the gold rally start to the Bitcoin rally start, it was about 90 days. Okay, right now, from the gold rally start to where we are, it's 105 days. Okay, so it's not always the same days until the rally starts. It's not always the same, right? And sometimes it's even simultaneously. Sometimes both go up in the same instant, right? So we only know it leads, but we can't really say how long. It usually takes the gold rally to come to an end, right? For this to happen. Yeah. In this case, for example, Bitcoin even pumped before gold went, so they were more or less going at the same time. But here, gold just went on a tear, and it took 3 months for Bitcoin to follow. And here we are now 3 months in, and we are in this bottoming phase, and global liquidity points in the same direction. So it seems that the global liquidity has direct effect on gold, as it's still the traditional hedge against inflation. Arguable how good the effect is, but it's still rallying like crazy, and it's still at an all-time high. It has hit a new all-time high at 3,290 or something like that, right? So very, very likely Bitcoin is going to go to a new all-time high. It just is a matter of time, in my opinion. That's what we're looking at. Okay, let's guys, smash up the like button if you enjoy this, if you like this, if you also believe this. Let me know in the comments below if you believe this, or if you are one of the people that believe in the narrative of the end of the bull run. Yeah, as we have so many out there that believe in the end of the bull run. Today we have another red day on crypto. Bounced back, it seems, a little bit. However, be very careful with stuff like this. Let's look at the chart. By the way, like I usually look at logarithmic charts. They can be confusing, but I mean, look at this this mega rug, so to say, right? We all know how dead cat bounces work, right? This is the non-log chart. It's just it blasted through all supports, right? And now it's basically, yeah, it's below everything that it started at 3. It's now at 0.76. This is the lowest it's ever been, or at least on this chart. I mean, this is right? 94% down. Very, very unlikely it recovers. But I mean, it could if they just put in the work or so, and they can regain trust. But I'm just not touching stuff like this, right? I mean, what the heck? It's just not worth also the potential return. I mean, the all-time high is at 9.1. You are at 76. That's not even, you can't even get a 20x. So every building small cap or mid cap has a higher return potential than something that just basically is a rug. So I wouldn't touch that. Again, I'm just saying that every time, so that no one comes to the idea that this is somewhere even remotely a good investment, right? Yeah, the market's slightly red on the altcoins. Altcoins getting still wrecked against Bitcoin. I mean, you see it in the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance still going up. We had discussed this yesterday. Some coins may be green, but overall we see it also all across the market, all across the exchanges. 2% down, nothing too crazy. Waiting on this global liquidity expansion here. Let's talk about after talking about let's talk about OMI. Where is it? Yeah, let's not confuse them. There it is. But problematic is it just doesn't want to stay in this wedge, and this is extreme. Like, we are almost at the at the cycle lows, not the all-time lows, but the cycle lows at 0.001929, where we are 19449 right now. Very, very low. A lot of sell volume after repeated spikes to the upside. Big whale. We are waiting for big whale, but I think there's no point, right? This is why we're discussing 90% macro and then only this for OMI, because it doesn't, like, once the entire market has to turn around first to have a chance that this also turns around, right? And when the altcoin market was going, OMI just put in a lower high, so it's not there yet. It's being sold into still. People are getting rid of it. Maybe there at some point there's seller exhaustion. What's definitely true is that the overall project. Let me grab a Twitter here for the VeVe Twitter, and I want to show you something that just came out and was really nice. On VeVe, and that is this, right? The overall app is being built on, and finally we are seeing results, right? We have seen the teaser or the potentially published too early challenges, which is nice. We're seeing comic sets now, and this is something that was something that I really was looking forward to, or hoping that it comes. It never came before. We're leveling up your collecting journey with the launch of comic book sets. Collect, track, earn more with the new comic book sets feature. 100 MCP one-time bonus for sets to be completed, and hopefully the sets also give recurring MCPs. There is not an article. Every rarity now matters more than ever. How many comic sets do you already have in your collection? Share below. So it's really now, first of all, this gives more value to secret rares. Secondly, this gives value to the absolutely undervalued uncommons, in the sense that now the uncommon matters in a collection. Before, you had no real reason to have it, because most of the uncommons were just a little bit of a grayed out common variant. No one liked it because it wasn't scarce. Now it could change things a little bit up. VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare could play a new role, because people are just holding them because of the unique proposition that they have, that they are special and they are not available in the outside world. So there could be some extra scarcity on this right now, because people are holding only those, but then others want to complete sets. prices are extremely low and on VeVe right now, so this could help set completion for those who are still trusting in success. So I think this is one of the most bullish things that I've seen in a while for VeVe. Because and now it only comes down with the challenges and so on. It only comes down now to how valuable will be MCPs, right? That's basically the biggest question here. But I would say this is good, right? This is really, really good. And you can obviously then now start or collectors will look at the VeVe comics also differently as a means to, hey, let's complete sets, right? There are a lot of people that have been completing secret rare collections. Now it's obviously easy from the secret rare down to buy the rest to complete the set. Yeah, and especially cheap secret rare right now opens up the possibility to get into sets easily. Yeah. So there's a lot of this is also good, right? Every week there are these community participations. We see a lot of them, right? Of nice, let's say, collection screenshots and so on. So they are building. This is good. They are dropping still big brands. Daredevil, really, really good. So comic sets coming to VeVe. Let's see if there's an article here. Yeah, here we see it. Unlock MCP rewards up to 5 in total. So this is five cover rarities. Okay, so new comic set dashboard is there to track the progress. Get daily MCP points for holding full sets. There it is, 5 per day. Earn a one-time 100 MCP bonus for each set completed after launch. Sell a cover, bonus pauses, buy it back, bonus resumes. Okay, so yeah, so you can still flip in the market, but you will lose your stuff. So better by buying 2 already. See, Green Lantern and CGM, fellow HODL crew, hit the like for a Freaky Friday. Hey, wait, it's not Freaky Friday yet. And also, this Friday, also no Freaky Friday because it's a public holiday and I will be traveling to my family. But that's why I'm giving you some streams right now. Already the 3rd stream this week. So that's really good. So, and also Ernie is here. What is going on? Buy when the blood is in the streets. Price does not show real value of what they are accomplishing. Absolutely, that is absolutely true, and that also like buy when there's blood in the streets. This is the time where blood is in the streets. What are your top 5 cryptocurrency investments? My top 5 holdings are Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's number 1. It's 55% of my portfolio. Second largest holding is VeChain. Then Arweave, OMI, and MCADE. These are my largest holdings, I think. Like they're almost of similar sizes, flip-flopping a little bit, adding here and there. But those are my largest holdings. And then I have some GRT, so the graph. I have some VeVe. I have some. I have a little bit of Cardano as well. But these are smaller holdings, so the top 5 is really those that I just mentioned. I still like Arweave a lot. I think it's bullish for the narratives that's going on. I like VeChain a lot. I'm bullish on VeChain. But I mean, for me it is vacation as of tomorrow. Really nice. So okay, so then Freaky Wednesday, no problem. We also have that. It's very good. yeah, so this actually makes me, I don't know if that's only spring feelings, but that actually makes me feel good about VeVe, and since the first time since a long time. I really like that. So yeah, now only liquidity has to flow, right? But I think that would come. And the good thing is they have 215,000 followers here, so they have a community to tap in. The community just wants to see what's going on, and many people want to see prices go up first, and then they will come in back in, right? This is how the market unfortunately works. Not many people are thinking like Ernie and buying the blood. People want to see prices go up first, then they come in, and then they're like, it's like this meme, when it's like when Bitcoin is at 106,000, it's like, oh, I'm so stupid, I should have bought earlier, right? And then now Bitcoin is back to 85,000, and it's like, I ain't buying that shit. And then the next day Bitcoin will be 120k, and it's like, oh, so stupid, I should have bought when it was low. People don't want to buy when it's low. They don't want to. They can't, because they can't invert their psychology, right? And also many people don't want to take the risks. It's a huge risk to buy into OMI or VeVe right now at these prices, because you could allocate $100 and technically, potentially, maybe you will never get $100 back out. That's just the risk of the game. But that's also where this asymmetric opportunity comes, because the potential loss is only this $100, right? Only. Yeah, the big disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. You do your own research, yada yada. Please only invest what you can afford, what you can lose, house money, money to gamble with, play with, whatever, right? But the downside is 100 to 0. That's the downside, somewhere in between. The upside is 100x or so, right? That could be the potential upside if things are booming, which is why crypto is so good. But the problem is people, they don't take the $100 and look for the upside. They take something that they need to do the vacation, and then or to pay off the house or something else, and then they have to go and touch their investment when it's down, and that is what feels so bad, right? They don't have the $100 really. They need it next time for the groceries. They put in the $100, hope for the return. $100 goes back to 50. Instead of putting more, they are selling and then have to do the groceries with the 50, and then everything goes 100x or 200x. Unfortunately, the market works like this, which is why everyone hates everyone, because people don't adjust the time horizon and what they put in. Green Lantern, I wish you a very nice vacation. And guys, I think it's good times ahead. Smash up the like button. 32 people here. I really appreciate that. Also consider becoming a rare hodler if you really want to support this channel. I would appreciate that as well. I appreciate each and every one of you being here, discussing with me, smashing up the likes, especially the rare hodlers here, Green Lantern, Ernie, G-Money, all the people, Trucking Hank and so on, right? All the people that come every time here to the chat, being here every time to discuss this. So let's see what the next weeks have in store for us. But as you can see with gold, with global M2, with the MVRV Z-score and so on, with all of that, I think it's going to be really, really good. The question is only how long do we have to wait until all of that really hits effect, right? And that's a waiting game. We had it before in this cycle. It sucks, it's exhausting, but I think we're getting there. So guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you in the next live stream, potentially tomorrow. Have a good one, and bye.